Hi beauties, I'm Emily and welcome to Sequential Body. We are going to refresh those hips today and talk about stretching versus balancing the hip in our hip opening practices. So let's begin. Grab a strap and grab 2 blocks and let's begin on our back with the strap nearby. As you lie back, you are going to take your feet wide all the way to the outer edges of the mat and drop your knees in for some constructive rest. Lengthen through the spine, rest the hands onto the tummy, and close the eyes so you can stop before we begin. Having a moment to look within and recognize how you feel in your body. Let's begin by taking a smooth breath. Open the mouth, let it out. And one more time, take a smooth breath in. Open through the mouth, let it out. And then closing through the mouth and continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. Moving into the sacred sound of Ujjayi breath if that is part of your practice. And then allow the hands to drift away from the midline onto the ground nearby and start to just move the legs subtly side to side and what we often refer to as windshield wiper legs. But really what this is doing is it's allowing one leg to fall out and one leg to fall in, which is internal and external rotation. Now the hip itself has many varying degrees of movement within it. We've got hip flexion, hip extension, internal and external rotation, as well as ab and adduction. And we're going to look at that today. The next time those knees go all the way over to the right, I'd like you to just stay, drop the knees down, and feel a nice stretch through the top of the left outer hip. If you'd like to intensify this, take your right foot on top of that outer left knee. Now, if that aggravates the low back at all, skip it and stay where you were. Otherwise, breathe here. Just this opportunity to feel a nice sense of length through that outer left waist. And we'll come back to center like this. So we'll place the left foot down, crossing the right ankle over that left knee in this little figure 4 position. My right leg is in external rotation. Keep your hands to the ground and pull the legs towards you without grabbing onto anything so you can get a nice stretch without using your hands to intensify it to begin, just noticing the range of motion. Then take your hands outside the knee, behind the knee, and pull it in and intensify the stretch, lifting the pelvis off the ground, pressing down through the lower back. Try to relax your shoulders as you move through these exercises, really paying attention to what you feel, not just in the hip, but how it refers in the knee and ankle. And the left foot will come down to the ground. Grab your strap and take it over the ball of the right foot now, kicking that right leg straight up to the sky and making sure that the arch and the heel are nice and long. Keep the leg in a vertical line, so ankle, knee, and hip, and then extend out through your left leg. So I'm not pulling the leg towards me, I'm keeping it in this nice vertical line. Take your left hand to the top of your left thigh and anchor the pelvis onto the ground. Bend the right knee if you need, but begin to open the right leg to the side, using your elbow on the ground to keep it from collapsing. So I'm not collapsing the leg. Instead, I'm abducting it away from the midline, externally rotating through the thigh, and getting a nice stretch through the adductors, so the inner leg line. As you pause and breathe, kick out through that heel more, spread through your toes, and allow that left hip to stay planted on the ground so it's not lifting and tilting the pelvis. And then inhale, come back to center with that right leg, keeping that vertical line. Take your left hand to the top of the right thigh. Activate your quads by making the legs super straight. Take a smooth breath in, and then exhale, lift your forehead, lift your chin towards that right thigh. Float up through the left leg and feel your core turn on for a moment. Now, as the core turns on, notice this balance through the pelvis. So my pelvis is staying nice and steady. My legs are in this beautiful different movement. It's an L shape, and my core is holding it. It's stabilizing. And then lower that left leg down. Drop your head down. Keep the right leg straight, release the strap, take the hands to the ground, and really nice and slow, kick that right leg forward to start to lower the right leg to the left, using all the muscles of the core, the pelvis, and the hip to slowly bring the leg down with control. So I'm not dropping it. Once the foot goes down, inhale your arms overhead and pull yourself in two directions from the midline. So from the belly button, I lengthen my legs in one direction and I lengthen my arms in the opposite. And then exhale, bend your knees, release the strap. We're going to do that second side. So my feet go wide onto the mat, knees drop in, and we're windshield wipering them side to side super gently. So these 90-90 rocks, in and out of internal and external rotation. And take your awareness to the low back, just noticing any sensation across the SI joint around the sacrum. We're going to allow both knees to just gently fall over towards that left side. The inner right thigh collapses in, and now we're going for a stretch through the top of that right hip, into the hip flexors, into the, hopefully, iliopsoas. You can intensify this by bringing your left foot on top of that outer right knee. Again, if it aggravates the back, just skip it. And then we'll slowly come to center again, placing the right foot onto the ground, keeping the hands down, lengthen the tailbone, and pull the legs in towards you without grabbing onto anything. So I'm just getting this nice figure four stretch or pigeon stretch on that outer left glute. Then use your hands, wrap them around the front of the knee, the back of the knee, intensify the stretch by pulling the legs in towards your chest, lifting up through the pelvis. And it's okay to let that low back press into the ground. Actually, oftentimes feels quite nice. Now let's go into that second side. So as my right foot comes down to the ground, grab your beautiful strap, place it over the ball of the foot, and elongate the leg towards the sky. So I've got ankle, knee, and hip in one straight line from the pelvis. Extend out through your left leg and make sure it stays neutral. So toes to the sky, leg is long. Now from here, holding onto the strap in your left hand, use your right hand to press your right side of the pelvis down. Then bend your left knee and start to open that leg to the side, using your left elbow on the ground so the leg doesn't collapse down. Take a couple deep breaths into that inner upper left thigh. And keep the leg externally rotated so my toes point past my left shoulder. And as you breathe, just noticing the subtle differences from the right to the left in the lower body. And what this means for hip opening. If the hips are not completely even, which they're not, they have asymmetries, then the idea of hip opening isn't, again, to just open things, it's to balance both sides of the body. And on your next inhale, we'll start to draw that leg right back up. Pause and breathe. Take your right hand to that left thigh. Activate the quad by straightening the leg fully. And then exhale, lift your head and chest towards that thigh. Now pause and stay. Float up through your right leg, keeping it in that neutral line. And then feel this out, how the pelvis is steady, the legs are moving in opposite direction, and the core is helping to stabilize the entire thing. I'm actively pushing into that thigh to keep that left leg in a vertical line. Take in one more smooth breath, and then lower the right leg down. Exhale your head and chest down. And then release the strap. Take the hands to the side. And again, as super slow and controlled as you can, start to reach the left leg away from the pelvis to lower the leg down. So I'm not dropping the thigh. I'm going nice and slow and finding this motor control through the energy I'm displaying in my lower body. And for me, that means not dropping that strap. Using the ball of the foot to help me to release. Once the leg is down, inhale both arms overhead. It's a great one for really finding those mechanics or motor skills to the hip. And then exhale, we're going to bend the knees, release that strap, hug the knees into the chest so you can just pull them up and in and give yourself a really nice good squeeze. Feel around on the low back, maybe rocking right to left. And then rock yourself up. Have your 2 blocks nearby, and let's come onto hands and knees into our quadruped or tabletop position. With the hands down, inhale, find a cow, lengthen your chest, drop your belly down, maybe wiggle your hips side to side. And then exhale, find a cat, press the earth away and come into a child's pose with your arms outstretched long. Breathing into the low back, the knees, as well as those outer glutes. And then on your next inhale, pull your chest forward and through, lengthen the spine. Do that one more time. Exhale, round, press the earth away, drop the sitting bones down, but keep your arms stretched out. Then on an inhalation, slide back forward for me. We're going to tuck the right toes at the back of the mat, kicking that right heel, as long as you can to stretch your calf as well as your Achilles. This is a great one for opening through the hip. So we're going to pivot. Left shin spins to the side. Left hand stays down. Lift your right arm and your right leg at the same time. So you're opening up from the hip and finding some length as well as some balance from the core. Right hand will come down. We shape shift. Left shin in, right heel up, left arm forward as you catch the balance. Do that again. Left hand down, left shin out. I rotate from that right hip and open, lifting through the arm and leg. Find the balance. And then right hand down, left shin in, spin it back around and float up through your left hand. One more time. Hand comes down, open it to the side. As you breathe, look up, see that right palm. And then place the right foot down. So you're cutting down through that big toe mound. Press off that left hand, up right through the pelvis, and find a side bend. So as you stretch, try not to forward fold to the right leg, but open up through the left side body, reach through that left arm, and find some length. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Hand will go down as we tilt from the waist. Let it touch the ground and float up through the right leg. Right hand comes down. Pause with me. I spin my bottom left shin in, turn the right toes to the right, and then place the foot down in line with the knee and hip. Let's rock forward and back, getting into the adductors, the inner thigh and the leg. Now I'm not sitting on my heel, but I'm moving my chest like a cat and cow back and forth, arms stretched forward, feeling into the upper right thigh. And you'll feel some sensation there for sure. So targeting those adductors right away. On your next exhalation, I want you to pause and breathe. Push forward for me, press into the hands, press into that left shin, and lift your right leg, finding some active balance. Sweep the right leg straight up and back, and then bend the knee and step it wide outside your right hand. Walk the hands forward for me. Sink into the hips for a moment. Stretch into that left hip flexor. And then pause and stay. Take your right hand, roll to the pinky edge of the right foot, press the knee to the side, and get a nice big stretch through your inner upper thigh. Drop the right hand back down, come onto the foot, but as you back the hips up, you're on a diagonal this time, pulling the toes towards the shin bone, towards the knee to stretch a little bit more, but you're on a diagonal from the hip. And then bend that right knee one more time. Keep it like that. Plant your left hand under the shoulder, lift your left knee, and take your right arm to the sky. Find a nice twisty. Right hand will go down inside. Pivot the right toes in. Take your hands all the way to your left leg. Bend, lift the heel, and then flare the right toes up for a little skandasana variation. So I get that inner upper right thigh. Notice how I'm really working these adductor lines. The inner legs get ignored a lot in class, especially if we're just moving in sagittal plane. So we need that lateral side. Turn it around for me. Spin. Step your left foot next to the right. Lower your knees to the ground. Inhale, find your cow. Exhale, cat. Round your back and drop it down into that extended child's pose again. Inhale, slide back forward for me. Second side, right leg stays down. Tuck your left toes. Kick the heel back. Lengthen the calf and Achilles. And then balancing on the right side body, float up through that left leg. Spin the right shin to the side. Take your left arm high and turn open through the pelvis. Let's try that again. Left hand will come down. Spin the right shin in. Add your right arm forward. Catch the balance from the core. So I'm reaching actively, right hand down, right shin out, that left leg as I turn through the chest and upper body. And then bring the hand down, rotate that left hip towards the ground, come back forward and add your right arm. And then one more time, right hand down, right shin goes out. We turn and lift, opening through the chest, the side body. Left hand comes down, right shin in, spin it around, find the balance. And we're going to add on to this. Right hand down, spin the right shin out, lift, lift, lift it high for me. But this time, set that big toe down to the ground, push off your bottom right hand, use your waist and obliques to find your side bend. And I'm not collapsing into a forward fold, but I keep that integrity as I go through that outer line of the right side body. And then inhale, top arm comes up. Hand will come down nice and slow. Left arm goes up, left leg lifts. As I bring the left hand down, I rotate through the hip, kick it out through the side, and align the entire leg with my left hip. Inhale, find that cow here. Exhale, adductor rocks, rock it back, feel into the inner left thigh. And here's the thing. I'm not asking you to go for these intense stretches. In fact, in order to mobilize the hip joint, so this ball and socket joint, we're thinking about moving the femur head, the long bone of the femur, the thigh, in the socket itself, into all its encapsulated fluid. So it's not about intensity. It's about adaptability. Inhale, reach the chest forward this final time. As you exhale back, pause, sink your butt back a little bit more if you can, and then draw the shoulders forward, push into the hands, and float the leg up. And notice all those muscles light up. Inhale, that left leg sweeps up and back. On an exhale, step it wide outside your left hand, walk the hands forward, sink into the hips and feel that in that right hip flexor. Now take your left hand to the inner left knee, come to the pinky edge, press and breathe as you open it to the side. So this is a great way to balance out the hips today, especially if you've been sitting a lot or even standing. Honestly, we just need to always be taking a lens to the lower body because we all have leans. We all have asymmetries. Hands come down, straighten the leg out, pull it back, of how we hold ourselves in our gait and use our feet. So it's not about making things more flexible. It's about making things more adaptable. Bend your left knee. Plant your right hand, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, take your left arm up, find the twist. Open through the upper body. Left hand comes down. We're finding this weird skandasana. So I pivot my left toes in, take it all the way to my right leg, bend the knee. Then lift the heel, then flip those left toes back up. As you drop through the pelvic floor, notice the sensations you get. And then to the top of the mat we go. So back to the right leg. It's a high runner's lunge. Adjust your left foot, plant your hands, right foot back into a downward dog. Bend your knees and push your torso all the way towards your thighs. Drop your head, close your eyes for a moment, and get a nice lift and lengthening sensation through the lumbar spine. And then inhale, glide into plank, straightening through your legs, maybe scoot them back a bit, stacking your shoulders right on top of the wrists and lengthening through the crown. Now squeeze up through your quads, engage them here. Feel your belly button pull back and in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot stays down, right leg goes up. As you bend the knee and open the hip, let the outer right knee reach. Even out your shoulders and feel that rotation. Step your right foot wide outside your right hand and inhale your right arm up. Now spin to the pinky edge of both feet and reach the right arm back towards the left big toe. Take it up to the sky. Straighten out your right leg and sweep the arm behind you. So it's a pyramid pose. Try that again. Bend your right knee, spin to the pinky edge, reach your arm back towards your left foot. Turn the toes forward for me on each leg, straighten the leg and sweep the arm back. One more time. Bend the knee, pivot, find a reach. Straighten through the legs, sweep the arm back, forward fold into a pyramid. Now bend the knee, sweep the arm up, find the reach. Skandasana, bring the hands inside to your right leg, spin up through the inner left thigh. Lift up your hips, take it over to the left leg, find that sensation, and then spin it around into a high runner's lunge facing the opposite side. Plant the hands, step it back, downward facing dog, bend your knees and pull your ribcage towards your thighs, lengthening through your lumbar spine. Straighten your legs, glide into a plank, shoulders over the wrist, squeeze up through your quadriceps, lift through the belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot down, left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip and take that outer left knee and push it up to the sky as you even out your shoulders. Take your left foot, step it wide outside your left hand. Pause and breathe, left arm up, big twist. Here we go. We spiral to the pinky edges of the feet and reach the left arm towards the right big toe. Inhale, sweep it forward for me. Straighten your left leg. Sweep the arm back at that pyramid. Try it again. Bend the knee, pinky edge, reach, reach, reach. Left arm comes up and overhead. Straighten through the leg. Sweep it back, find that pyramid. One more time. We bend. We twist and reach, finding this elegance through my side body. And then take it back. Find the reach. Okay, from pyramid, we add on. Bend the knee. Sweep the left arm to the sky. Reach it back. Find your skandasana. Bring the hand down. Spin the right toes to the sky. Lift your left heel now. Pick up your hips. Take it over to the right for me. Spin it around. High runner's lunge. Plant the hands. Downward facing dog, but press your thighs back now, straightening through the legs, letting the heel sink down, toes up. Scoop the low belly in. Keep that scooping as you glide into a plank, stacking your shoulders on top of your wrists, lower your knees, and then softly drop your chest and chin, pull your heart forward and up. Arms sweep back, pinkies and thumbs out, and then float up through the legs. Kiss the big toe mounds together. So working that posterior chain, getting some hip extension through the front of the thigh. Now bend your elbows, hands under the shoulder heads. Top of the feet go flat, cobra or upward facing dog if that feels nice. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a smooth breath in and let it out. Right leg goes up, sink the left heel down, bend the knee, and get that outer right knee all the way to the ceiling. Take that foot, step it wide outside your right hand, right arm up, find the twist. Take it back, spin to the pinkies again. Right arm comes forward, sweep it back, straighten that right leg for your pyramid. And do that one more time. Bend the knee, sweep it back. Find your skandasana inside that inner right leg. Lift up your hips, take it over to the left, feel that out. Spin it to the left leg, so I'm in that high runner's lunge, left hip hugs in. Crescent pose this time, rise on up, hook your thumbs and lengthen your chest back. Now I want you to lower your right knee to the mat, draw the pelvis down and in, cinch through the ribs, lift a little bit more and then sink into that left hip. Untuck your right toes, let the hips go back, straighten your left leg, squeeze up through your triceps as you hinge forward over that front left thigh. And then bend that left knee, right hand comes down, tuck the right toes, left arm goes up. Spin to the pinky edge of the right foot, stack your left leg, Vashisthasana. Left hand comes down, come into a plank, rotating the pelvis for me. Lower down halfway, curl over the toes for an upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg up, bend the knee, open it to the side, lift that outer left knee high. Take the entire left foot, step it wide outside the left hand, left arm up for our twist. Boomerang it to the side, come onto the pinky edge and reach towards the right big toe. Pyramid it, turn the toes forward for me, sweep that arm back. One more time, we bend the knee, twist and turn, getting into the hips, finding a stretch through the opposite right one, and then skandasana, pivot to the left side. Pick up your hips, take them over to the right. Spin it around to the right side, adjust your feet. It's a high lunge as you climb into a crescent, arms overhead. Breathe, hold that positioning, and then safely, gently tap the left knee down, drop through the pelvic floor, and then lengthen into the stretch more. So I'm not collapsing, but staying light in the upper body. Untuck your left toes, sweep the arms back without using your hands to find that hip hinge. And then bend the right knee, left hand comes down, twist it out. As you twist, keep that stacking, spiral to the pinky edge of the left foot, and find a Vashisthasana. So I stack my legs and find my pelvis in space. Right hand comes down, plank. That's often hard for people, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog, down dog. We notoriously have a tendency to fall out of side plank from not being able to control the pelvis in space. Take a smooth breath in and let it out. One more round like this. Right leg up, bend the knee, point that right knee high to the side, get that nice stretchy, step it wide outside that right hand, right arm up, find the twist, boomerang it, spin to the pinky edge, reach back again. Skandasana right away. Come in, find that stretch for me. Pick up your hips and take it over to the left. Turn it around. Find that nice high runner's lunge that becomes a crescent as your arms go up to the sky. And then this time, big rainbow over to the right. Try that again. We go back to the left, hooking the thumbs, arms go up. And then rainbow over to the right. So it's a high skandasana. One more time. Bend, pivot on the feet, squeeze the left hip in, lift your upper body. Rainbow back over to the right. Spin the left toes in. Find that pivot. Right toes out. Warrior two. Left arm behind you, right arm forward. So open the arms broad and strong. Push your inner left thigh back. That's your back leg. Hug your right hip in and then sink into that right thigh for a moment. So balancing out these hips. We get a lot of opening just through the standing postures. Inhale, reverse it. And then right hand outside the right leg if you can. Block if you need. Push the outer knee into the upper arm. Take your left arm overhead and then turn your chest as you squeeze your hips into the socket. So that left leg stays super active even as I reach through that top left arm. And then left arm will splash forward in my face. Go ahead, straighten that right leg, grab a block if you need, and find your triangle shape. So as I find that triangle pose, I'm hugging the right hip in, keeping that right knee turning out so it's in that external rotation. Don't let it cave in. Flip your left palm forward and reach and extend the arm over your ear. Active fingertips. Active hands always in my practice. And then bend your right knee again. It'll be that same position we just did. Hopefully it feels a little bit lighter. Left hand will come down. Pause with me. Move the block out of the way. Walk your right foot over for pigeon with the left knee down but not collapsed. So I'm keeping it active today. Lift your chest. Bring your hands to the hips if you can. Take a couple deep breaths, evening out the hips, noticing the stretch on that left hip flexor. Maybe arms go up to the sky, but draw the front ribs in and let the arms reach back instead to get that flexion overhead. Hands will come down to the ground. Down dog with that figure four position, so ankle crosses the thigh. Now from here, glide into a plank like this. Flip to the pinky edge, bring the right toes behind the left knee, and then spring it up into a wild thing. Right hand will come down, vinyasa it out, or downward facing dog. So I love that little sequence for opening through the hips. Breathe into it. Maybe move a block to the back of the mat for that second side. Left leg goes high. Bend the knee, open the hip. Again, rotate the knee to the sky so you get all that external rotation. Step it wide outside your left hand. Left arm up. Find your twist. Boomerang it. Spin to the pinky edges. Reach back towards that right big toe. Right into your skandasana pose on the left. Flip the right toes up. Lift up the hips. Take it over to the right for me. Sink low. Maybe you're not even using your hands at this point. And then flip it back around. We find that high crescent pose. So hook the thumbs. Come on up. From that high crescent pose, we're pivoting in the feet. So use the hips. Big rainbow. Skandasana to the left. And then back into that crescent. Finding your balance. Let's do that 2 more times. We reach, get low, pivot from the heel through the toes into that crescent pose. And 1 more time. Reach, get low, pivot through the feet, spin it around, find that high crescent for me. Oh, that is a good one. Test those hips. Sink into it. Get to the left. And then pivot it around, warrior 2, right arm goes back behind you. Breathe, open those arms, drop deep into that left leg as you firm that outer hip in. Flip your left palm, inhale, reverse the warrior. Left fingertips down outside that left leg to a block if you need, right arm overhead. So here's that first intro into Parsvakonasana, or side angle stretch. Push the leg into the arm, push the arm into the leg, and then turn your chest open. Couple deep breaths as my back right leg is super active in it. I'm not letting it collapse. If you feel any inner knee pain, that's a sign of that. Grab a block for me outside that left leg. Arm goes up, and we find our triangle pose. Now, as you take this into a straight leg position, I'm rotating the knee to the left, pushing down through that back right leg, squeezing up through both quadriceps as that top arm reaches to the sky. Flip the palm forward for me, and then take it over your ear, finding that reach. Now keeping that reach, not collapsing through the upper body, rebend that left knee. And see how light you can feel in this pose. Light and buoyant in the hips. Like the pelvis itself is just floating in space from the legs being nice and mobile, but stable. Right hand comes down to the ground. Stay. Move the blocks out of the way. Left foot into that figure four. As it goes into that figure four, press that knee back. Glide into a plank. Left toes flip behind the right knee, and you find that gorgeous wild thing opening through the front of the pelvis. So there's that hip extension, not from the lumbar spine, but from the front line. Left hand comes down, back into plank, lower down halfway, curling over the toes for an up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a smooth breath and let it out. So last little thing to play with this hip motion, right leg up. Bend the knee, open it up to the sky. Step it wide outside that right hand. Right arm up, right into that boomerang. The right arm comes up, spin the toes forward for me, block if you need, half moon. How steadily can you lift and rise? And then bend your right knee, left leg comes down, left hand comes down, spin it back to the side, skandasana to the right, pick up the hips, take it to the left side. Spin it around into a high runner's lunge, palms go flat, left leg, sweep it to the sky, bend the knee and rotate it one more time. So I open it, step it wide, outside your left hand. There's a block if you need. Left arm goes up, turn, find the pivot for me, and then use that to come right into your half moon with precision, with freedom through the body. Coming back really slow, it's the same twisty move. I bend the left knee, right hand comes down, right toes go back, left arm up, sweep it back, bring it inside, skandasana on the left. Pick up your hips, take it over to the right. Pick up your hips, turn it around, right leg back, downward facing dog. Oh, feel those legs. Lower your knees to the ground. You're in that tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Extended child's pose as you sink it back. Let's end grabbing our two blocks and sliding the hands back to the knees for a camel, that hip extension. So blocks on their highest level outside the hips, inner thighs, pull them in, rein them in. Hands onto the blocks, elbows back, press into the shins, elevate through the pelvis, and then flip the hands one at a time, staying on the fingertips to press the thighs forward and arc open into the back bend. I'm not collapsing the neck, but I'm keeping the chin slightly tucked as I press the hip flexors forward. Now there is going to be an automatic squeeze through the booty, let that happen, but push down actively through the shins. And then go the opposite way, hips go back, sink it down nice and slow. Bring the blocks to their second highest level here, same thing. So fingers forward, elbows in, push there, lift, flip the hands mindfully, press the hips forward, let it go back. So my shoulders open wide, I get a nice stretch through the top of the thighs. And then lower it down nice and slow, buttocks to the heel bones. Plant the hands, Lift the knees, kick the legs forward for me, so one at a time or both, and find a reverse tabletop. Lifting through the glutes, head can go back, feeling that stretch. And then lowering your butt down nice and slow to your mat. Outstretch your legs into a neutral position. Lift your chest up high. Stay. Inhale, add your arms to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold, grabbing your feet, your toes, whatever you can to let it all go. Feel those inner thighs lengthening down or melting down as those outer hips pull in. Every inhale is an opportunity to lengthen the upper spine. Every exhale is an opportunity to drop the crown and close the eyes further to the ground. And then inhaling to lift up through the chest. We'll come onto our backs for Shavasana. So extending the legs out, arms go wide. If you feel like you need another twist, take it. But hopefully we did so much of that in the practice that lying down now, you can feel the difference through the back of the pelvis as well as the front of the hips. And as the legs naturally externally rotate and flop open, it feels good to release. But there's a sense of balance from the right to the left booty cheek and the lower body as well. And let's end taking a smooth breath. Exhale, let it out. Melting to the ground.